Deep inside the dense tropical rainforest, two brothers begin a massive architectural project from the ground up. Their 90-day timeline demands extreme precision to construct a massive wooden fortress high above the canopy. The initial phase requires surveying the rugged landscape to locate a cluster of ancient structural foundation trees. Thick vines and overgrown foliage are systematically cleared to expose the rich soil and heavy root systems.
Proper architectural planning is absolutely essential before modifying the natural ecosystem to support a permanent residential structure.
Basic hand tools and raw physical labor replace modern heavy machinery in this remote, untamed wilderness environment. The selected primary tree possesses a thick central trunk capable of bearing extreme vertical and lateral loads. Deep trenches are manually excavated around the base to anchor the supplemental support pillars firmly into earth. Each wooden log undergoes careful inspection to ensure total structural integrity prior to any cutting or shaping. The brothers strip bark from the thick logs to prevent future moisture decay and invasive insect damage. Precise geometric measurements dictate the placement of every single load-bearing column across the uneven forest floor. Wooden pegs replace traditional metal nails to connect the foundational timber pieces through ancient traditional joinery techniques.
Massive base beams are hoisted into their proper positions using a complex network of ropes and pulleys.
The primary subfloor requires a perfectly level alignment to support the immense weight of the upper fortress.
A specialized locking joint is carved into the central tree to anchor the main horizontal support beam. Days turn into weeks as the underlying structural grid slowly expands outward across the humid jungle canopy. Secondary pillars are raised vertically to provide additional stabilization against harsh winds and potential tropical storm forces.
Thick planks of cured wood are tightly fitted together to form the first massive outdoor viewing deck. Irits.
The second month begins with towering vertical walls designed to enclose the primary internal residential living space. Split bamboo stalks are woven into intricate geometric patterns to create breathable yet sturdy exterior boundary barriers. Large window frames are strategically positioned to maximize natural sunlight penetration and facilitate continuous cross-breeze ventilation.
The framing process relies on precise angles cut into timber joints using only sharp handheld utility machetes.
An elevated walkway begins to take shape, connecting the main building platform to a secondary adjacent tree.
Ropes crafted from twisted palm fibers secure the suspended bridge tightly to both solid wooden anchor points. A secondary defensive perimeter wall is erected around the lower platform base to deter wandering wild predators. Thousands of fresh broad leaves are harvested and treated to create a massive waterproof roof covering system. The roof skeleton utilizes flexible young branches bent into arches to deflect heavy monsoon rain downward efficiently. Each individual leaf is meticulously tied onto the arched rafters, forming an impenetrable protective canopy overhead layer. Construction progresses rapidly towards the interior sections where structural reinforcements are needed to support elevated sleeping quarters. Heavy logs are hoisted into the upper dome using a simple but highly effective mechanical wooden winch. A spiraling wooden staircase is intricately carved around the central pillar to connect all three vertical floors. Each step is perfectly leveled and secured into deep notches carved directly within the thick main trunk. Safety railings are constructed from polished bamboo stalks running continuously along the steep vertical stairway ascent path. With the core infrastructure fully established, and focus shifts toward expanding the fortress out into the surrounding branches. A secondary observation tower requires a massive diagonal support beam stretching 40 feet across the open gap.
Working suspended in midair presents massive logistical challenges, demanding intense physical balance and careful gravity-defying maneuvers.
The brothers wedge the long diagonal strut firmly into the crotch of a neighboring giant mahogany tree. Thick wooden pegs are driven deep into the connecting joints, binding the two massive organic structures together.
By day 50, the sprawling treehouse complex resembles a suspended wooden village floating effortlessly within the canopy. Intricate rainwater collection systems are constructed using hollowed bamboo pipes, directing pure fresh water into storage basins.
These rudimentary aqueducts zigzag down the main trunk, providing essential hydration for the remainder of the build.
A secure food storage bunker is suspended beneath the main deck to protect supplies from scavenging animals. The flooring of the highest watchtower is meticulously sanded flat, using coarse stones found near the riverbed.
Thick layers of natural tree sap are applied directly onto the exposed wood, acting as waterproof sealant.
Natural clay is gathered from the nearby riverbank and baked to create hardened, defensive perimeter walls.
The dried clay is carefully pressed between the woven bamboo panels, forming solid insulation against cold drafts. With 2 months completely past, the exterior architectural skeleton of the entire main fortress stands fully realized.
Attention now pivots toward the intricate internal construction detailing required to make this massive structure permanently habitable.
Custom wooden furniture is carved directly from leftover dense timber scraps, minimizing material waste across the site.
Carefully angled ventilation shafts allow smoke from the central indoor fire pit to exit safely without hazard.
Thick stone slabs are hauled upward and assembled precisely to contain the intense heat of cooking fires.
The thermal mass of the stone foundation safely insulates the highly flammable wooden floor from open flames.
Suspended sleeping hammocks are woven tightly from durable dried vines collected during the early canopy clearing phase.
Every internal doorway is fitted with sturdy wooden hinges, pivoting smoothly on carved, rounded wooden joint pegs.
A dedicated tool shed is constructed adjacent to the main entrance, storing heavy machetes and vital building equipment. A secondary elevated deck is extended outward, offering completely unobstructed panoramic views of the dense wild canopy.
An intricate system of counterweights allows a heavy wooden drawbridge to be raised securely during the night.
Large boulders act as the primary counterbalance, making the massive bridge incredibly easy to lift by hand. Heavy jungle rains relentlessly pound the newly finished leaf roof, providing the first true extreme weather test. The angled architectural pitch effectively diverts heavy water flow, completely preventing any internal leakage or structural pooling. Deep, muddy conditions below fail to compromise the deeply anchored support posts, holding the massive fortress aloft.
The brothers continuously inspect every load-bearing joint, ensuring no slippage occurs during periods of intense winds.
Final tightening of the natural fiber ropes reinforces the structural bridges connecting the fragmented upper living platforms. Decorative yet functional perimeter torches are installed using thick carved wooden mounts bound to the outer railings.
Final month approaches, demanding total focus on sealing the exterior and finishing the lower defensive perimeter. Sharpened wooden stakes are driven vertically into the earth, forming a massive protective barricade around the base. A cleverly hidden escape hatch is carved directly into the floorboards, leading to a concealed rope ladder. This emergency exit guarantees quick descent into the thick jungle brush below in case of unexpected threats. Bamboo wind chimes are strategically hung, acting as an early warning acoustic alarm against any approaching movements.